So I just finished watching The Watcher on Netflix, and let me tell you, that was such an interesting show. Okay, first of all, I know I haven't made a podcast in a while, and I'm sorry, but this is gonna be a good one, so just listen up. Alright, so that show was like insane. Oh my lord, that show was insane. So it's based on a true story apparently, and I'm just so confused though. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, there's gotta be spoilers, of course. So at the end, I was like, I had a feeling they were gonna make the wife the Watcher, because that was like a good ending. But like, there were way too many, like, who was that dude who was acting like he was John Graff? I don't know who that dude was. I don't know what's going on. I think he was John Graff. I don't really know. I'm really confused about the whole story, and what actually supposed to go on there. So I'm a little confused about that. I was a little confused about like all that kind of stuff. And then I didn't really understand like what was going on with that. And then also, like, remember when the Mo and then her husband supposedly died, but then they came back, but then it turned out that like their son went and killed two people and brought them to like fake their death. Like, where were they during that whole time? I didn't really get that. Like I understand the plot that like he went to Florida and got people who he thought were them and then went to New York and faked their death, but like, where were they? But I think that maybe they were in the condo also in that development. But like, I feel like people would know that they were still alive. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me, like how that all worked out. Also, I went to Burger King this morning, and I really like Burger King. Burger King has very good breakfast, and everybody's so nice there. So yeah, if you want to catch me, you'll see me at Burger King. Okay, so also, I don't know why, but like, I usually get tons of like Mr. Beast recommendations on YouTube, but I haven't gotten any. Like, I don't know what's going on. I usually like his videos, but like, they're not even recommending any to me these days. So I'm like, what's going on with that? What's going on with that, champ? So yeah, I absolutely love doing these podcasts while I'm driving, because I'm just letting the free association flow. That's what we're doing, guys. We're just letting the free association go. Alright, so that show was weird. I really, really, really liked the actors and the actresses in that show. I thought that was hilarious. So the woman who plays the like the real estate agent is hilarious. Some of the lines, like, the writers in that show are elite level writers. I really think the writers are very good in that show. I'm also trying to write a novel, and it's not going that great. I'm having some trouble with it. I'm trying to get this podcast going. I think that'll give me some ideas for the novel. I'm also thinking about like maybe dictating part of the novel and just seeing just like dictating and like having that be part of the novel, and just letting, like one of those dictation programs type some words and see if that kind of like gives me an inspiration. I think that might be a good idea. So sometimes like I'm good at talking, and sometimes it's hard to like get my fingers to like, do the work. I'm kind of lazy. So anyway, that show was crazy, yo. I'm trying to figure out what happened in that show. I don't have no idea. But that was such a good 7 episodes. Like, that was one of the best shows I've seen on Netflix, probably in the past, like, I want to say in the past, like 4 or 5 years. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like at least since COVID. At least since the beginning of COVID, that was the best show, which is, like, at least 2 years. It's the best show I've seen that Netflix put out, for sure. I thought that it was good and solid all the way through. Very good writing, very good acting, very good production. A solid show. Like one of their... They don't really have that many great ones out today. I'm going to be honest. It was a very, very, very focused, very... Like they didn't waste your time. I liked how it was concise and drawn out, but like dramatic and not too long. It was just the perfect amount of time for that story, and it was just great. It left you on a great cliffhanger with enough like resolve to like have you go to sleep soundly at night, but like a little bit too much of a cliffhanger though. I'm still really trying to figure out what the hell happened in that show, because I have no idea what happened in that show. I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, I have no freaking idea what the frick happened in that frickin' show, because that was just crazy, y'all. That was just a crazy show. Oh my lord. Wow. Like, I'm still shocked. Like, okay, let me tell you. So the Watcher, I knew for sure it wasn't the main dude. No way it was him. Like, I'm surprised he even wrote one letter, because that dude had no guts. Also, I thought it was interesting, like, the themes of, like, safety and stuff. There's a lot of themes like that about, like, protection from a house, and a lot of that stuff I thought was pretty interesting. I thought that, like, their obsession with the house was, like, a little annoying at times. Like, it was kind of overdrawn when, like, everybody kept selling the house every 2 minutes. Like, I could have lived without that. I didn't really like that. I thought that, like, they had a really good... the ending was, like, a little disappointing, but it wasn't terrible. The ending could have been better, though, for sure. But I trust the writers, and I don't really know what else they could have done with the ending, honestly. I think they did a good job for, like, what they had, because there's a true story, and, like, there's no ending in the story, and I think they can give them a fake ending. So I think they did a pretty good job for, like, what they did, and they... like, leaving it on a cliffhanger was definitely the right choice in that situation, because any sort of, like, pinning it on someone would not make sense. So I think that that's smart. I think that also, maybe, like, the wife was it, because maybe she was trying to, like, get the upper hand in their relationship or something, or maybe she, like, really wanted to live in the house, and then she didn't like the house, so she started writing the letters, or I don't really know. Like the wife is supposed to be the Watcher, but, like, I don't know, but it doesn't really make any sense to me, because the wife has, like, never knew about the house, so I'm like, what? I don't know. I don't really know. I think it was, like, I don't know who it was. Maybe it was the security camera guy. I think they kind of, like, made a suggestion, but I don't know. I don't know who it was. I need to know who it was, okay? I need to know who it was, and I'm not going to sleep until I find out who the Watcher is. I need to know who is writing the damn letters. The letters that are like, I'm watching your house, son. Son, I am watching your house. And it's a nice house. But you can't do any renovations on the house. Because, if you do any renovations on the house, I'm gonna become upset. Because it's an historic... That's hilarious. Yo, when they had the historical meetings, I was dying. Oh my god. Like, that whole, Winslow house was a bunch of nutcases, and it was hilarious. Oh my lord. Okay, the voice that they had, I could do such a good voice of the... Maybe I am the Watcher, because I could do a good voice of the... when they had the person reading the note, it was like, dear people who live in the house, I am very sad that you put in the wrong countertops in the kitchen. You done messed up, people. You done messed up. You done fucked up. Because you put in the wrong pink countertops. Wow. And then there's a dumbwaiter. Who has a dumbwaiter in their house? What? Who the frick has a dumbwaiter in their house? Like, what? What even is that? And how come this dude Jasper was just riding in the dumbwaiter? Like, okay, so this dude found someone in his house, in his dumbwaiter, and all he did was, like, tell him not to come. Bro, if I found someone in my house, they would be arrested. Like, what? Like, all he did was, like, grab him and throw him out. If my daughter found someone in the house creeping, and I don't care, like, what kind of disease he has, there would be a restraining order against him ASAP, and there would be legal action, at least a restraining order. If somebody was just in my house, that's literally the most illegal thing you can do in somebody's house, is just be there without being invited. Like, you can't just show up to a random stranger's house. It's pretty not legal. Like, that's pretty up there. I think that's called, like, like breaking and entering. Well, not breaking and entering because you're not breaking in, but like because he's not like I think breaking is you have to do damage to the property or something. But like it's like at least stalking. Like I don't know. It's like something bad. So yeah. That's definitely like a thing about that. Yo, that show had me insane though. I was like, who wrote this show? And apparently it's real, but like, you know, like when it's real, but like, I was getting an article about it, but I'm like, there's no way that the real life story is as good as like, because you know like how it's real, but like it's kind of boring sometimes in real life with like the details and like, you know, sometimes like real life stuff, just like with all the, I feel like it's more complicated than they make it in shows, and there's a lot of like minute details and stuff, and just stuff that like doesn't really flow, and I feel like the show sometimes makes it much more like understandable. Like I don't think in real life anything really as crazy as what can happen in the cinema ever really happens. Like you might perceive it as that, but I think from an outside perspective, it's really hard to see something as crazy as like you might experience it. It's really hard to capture the full emotion of a scene through like a real life like journalism article. It really is a hard thing to do. Like you really need visuals. So yeah. That's how I feel about that. Like it's very interesting. It's definitely like a pretty interesting thing like to think about. Yeah. So I'm almost back on campus, which is good. So yeah, I mean, apparently like that's really what Netflix is putting out now, which is pretty good actually. Anybody has any other shows to put in the comments section? I'm gonna really try to get back to like making more podcasts. Like I'm writing a novel right now. Like I don't know how good it is, but like it's about like a waiter at a diner, and like it's about like perception and like the different perspectives and stuff that like he has on life. I think it could be good. I just need to kind of like get myself in the right framework to write it. Like I think I'm focusing too much on the like modern aspect, and I just need to focus more on like the humanistic aspect of it all. I don't really know. I need to focus more on like the emotional stuff. I'm getting too involved in like the physical world that he's in. So yeah. It's hard to capture emotions. So yeah, I'm working on that. Like that's kind of annoying me. I'm trying to get into this so that I don't think about that. I'm trying to get into that so I don't think about this. And yeah. I mean yeah. So that dude was like, what? Like that dude was like, okay, so basically this dude like was getting notes and then he thought that like the police officer was so sketchy though. I'm like, bro, why are you so sketchy? You're like the chief police officer, and how come there's only one police officer in the whole town? Like what? Like how? And also, how come they had so many meetings with the dude? Like, doesn't he have other things to do than meet with them 24/7? It seems that like also, how come everybody in the town just stayed at the house? Like I think that was a comedic element, but that was hilarious. Also, one more final thing. If my freaking neighbors have binoculars and were looking at me with binoculars from their lawn into mine, I would be out of there the next day. That just would not fly. Like I wouldn't even need a letter. I would be out of there. Nobody's looking at me with binoculars inside my house, bro. I'm not letting that fly. Like I don't care if it's legal. I'm just gonna leave because it's legal to leave and it's legal for them to do it. But if they do it, I'm gonna leave. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's crazy though. She was just sitting there on the porch with binoculars looking at them. I'm like, what? If I saw someone doing that in public, they get a backhand foot slap. They just get all the slaps. They get so many slaps. If I saw someone do that in public, wow. Wow. Imagine just eating barbecue dinner with your family. You know, it's like midsummer. You cook some nice barbecue salmon. You got some nice, like, hot dogs on the grill. You cook some salmon on the grill. You got some veggies on the grill. You know, got some hamburgers on the grill. You're just chilling with your family on the porch, having a nice dinner. And then you look over to your neighbor and you see this bitch with binoculars looking at you and your family just eating dinner as the sun sets at 7:30 p.m. in the middle of July in the summer. What? She's getting slapped. She's for sure getting slapped in that situation. Like I don't see the other options in that situation. You have to, as a man, go over to this place and you gotta slap her. You just gotta give it a slap. You gotta give her a slap. You just gotta give her a slap. I'm sorry. Like if she's looking at you with binoculars while you're trying to eat dinner with your family, oh my lordy, that's not a good sign for a neighbor. No. That's not a good sign for a neighbor. I'm telling you. Like, it's not a question. It's not a good sign for a neighbor to do that. So you're just eating your lunch, or you're eating like barbecue dinner with your family, right? You know, you're talking about like the Mets game, you're talking about the Yankee game, you're talking about like whatever it is you're talking about. You know, you got your like mosquito little candle thing on to make the mosquitoes go away. You got your bug spray on. You got your sunglasses on. You got the umbrella open. You got all this stuff going on, and you're all happy, and you cooked for like an hour and a half, and you're using the outdoor plates that you like, and you cleaned the table, and then you're doing all this stuff just to get ready. And then you look over, and it's Sunday night, and you got work tomorrow. So you're not in a good mood anyway. But you're happy that you're eating with your family, but like you're not in a great mood because like you have work tomorrow. So like you're smiling, but like you're a little bit like, all right, I gotta get to sleep. I gotta go to work. Like that's not great. So you're like, okay, I hope I have a nice dinner, but like nothing better get on my nerves that much. And then you see this bitch with binoculars staring into your soul while you eat dinner with your family. What? That's unacceptable. No. Like, how did they just allow that? No way this person is going to sit on their lawn with binoculars looking at me. That's just not going to happen. Oh my lord, that had me annoyed. Wow. Like that's the one thing in that show that just grinded my gears. Wow. All right, well, this has really been a treasure trove of a podcast. So thank you very much for listening, and deuces. Ba-nair.